What's going on there, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists? It's episode 96, I think, of P&Q. Alright. This is the question and answer series where you get to ask me questions or put comments to me for me to respond to, which I will then do the following week. Unless, of course, your question or comment is put after I've recorded this. Now, I record these on the Friday, so anything after that, it will go on the following week's episode. So there is one here. Actually, I've got three anomalous things to do first before we get into the questions. No emails up until this point, and I can just double check that on camera as well. I didn't have earlier for P&Q, but we're just gonna check, make sure. If you do email me, well, I'll just tell you this while I'm checking. You'll have an anonymous response. No, I don't have any. No emails. Not to do with P&Q anyway. Right, so where were we? Excuse me. First thing I've got to start off with though is a question, which is like the second question that Jamjar34 asked me 2 questions last week basically, and I got so caught up on answering the first question that I neglected to answer the second question. So I'm going to start with that so that I'm all kind of up to date. Sorry, I'm still feeling a bit under the weather and my throat is still sore and I've still got a bit of a cough, but I'm going to hospital on Monday. Hopefully we'll sort that out then, and yeah, so when you're seeing this I'll be at the hospital, as a Jerry thought. Right, anyway, Jamjar34, he asked me a question, and the second part of it was, what tutorials are you planning on doing next? So, like I say, sorry for last week, I did that, and I do that sometimes, I don't mean to. Right, well, at the time of you asking it, that question, my next planned tutorial was the desert camouflage cloak that's up on my channel now. I wanted to do something that was really quick and easy to do, and as you hopefully or maybe have seen, that is, you can agree that it was quick and easy to do. It's just the way I do it, but the technique is pretty much you can use it for any colours you want. So camouflage cloak, desert camo. And what's my next tutorial going to be? No, I really can't say. Really not sure. I'll think of something, whether it's how to paint an entire miniature or how to do a certain aspect to a miniature. Yeah, we'll see. So at the moment, I'm not too sure. But anyway, sorry I got sidetracked last week. Right. So I'm reading this as well on my computer screen as well, again, just to try and save a bit of paper. I've got plenty of paper there, but I can be bothered printing it out, really, I suppose. The Wargamer Viking. He says, great video as always. Now this was one you asked me after I recorded last week, so I'm answering it this week. Wargamer Viking says, great video as always. Which historical army would you choose? For what? To keep? To get rid of? Historical army? I haven't got many historical armies really here. So if I was to choose one to have, it would be an American Civil War one. American Civil War. Right, now Stephen over at the Spider's Web, he kind of asked me, well, he's asked me a question. Hold on one moment. Hold on. Kia ora. Millie? No. Just Rufus. My dog was asking to come in. Come on then, bud. Let's say hi to the viewers. There he is. There's Rufus. Yeah. Jack Russell. Yeah. He talks to me. He says, "Put me down." Now he's asking me to do a belly rub, so which I'm doing. There, yeah, you heard that one. He's got a bed out here, bless him. And he comes out sometimes to the studio and he lays in his bed or sits with me and he just likes being around me, which is lovely. Thank you, Brian. Anyway, Stephen over at Spider's Web. He's got a show called Chat Brewing a Big Black Dog. You should watch it if you haven't already seen it. Kind of asked me, well, he's asked me a question this week anyway, and this was kind of a tag on to like another extra question. It was about what music mashup would be my favourite. And I'm kind of, boy, I don't know. That's kind of a real tough question there. Something like, I can't be too specific, so I can't give you specific songs now. But it would be kind of funny to see a mashup of Metallica and K-pop. Anybody out there doesn't know what K-pop is, my daughter's way into it, and she would go on for like hours telling you about it, what it is and all this kind of stuff. But to cut a long story short, K-pop is a very generic term for Korean pop music, although it encompasses a larger genre of music, so you can get rock music in there as well and all that kind of thing, as opposed to J-pop, which is more narrowed down. I don't know. Anyway, Metallica and K-pop, something K-poppy. Whether you put Metallica's lyrics to the K-pop soundtrack, or the other way around, because it's in Korean, so it doesn't really matter. Put their lyrics, vocals to a Metallica track. So yeah, that's what I would choose: Metallica and K-pop. Right, now we're back on to the questions that were left from last week's show. Yay! And the first one, I'm just doing them in the order it comes up on the screen here. So the ones that are put, the last ones we put down will be the first ones to be answered. I have randomised it in the past, but I got to thinking, why? I'm going to read them all out anyway, so why go to the trouble? Sometimes I'll do it in reverse order, it depends how I'm feeling. Anyway, Wargamer Sean. Actually, I just had an idea for randomising in the future involving dice. Maybe I'll look at that in the far future. Anyway, Wargamer Sean says, "Nice video, Matt. Where in the UK are you, man?" Well, I'm in the southwest of England. I live in a county called Devon, in a city called Plymouth. Plymouth, where the Pilgrim Fathers left to go to America. Yeah, I've actually stood on those steps many times. Anyway, so that's where I live. They're about a 5-minute drive away from me, at the Mayflower Steps. Excuse me. Right, Scragguard is what we're on to next. So I'm just trying to get a bit more comfortable, take my phone out of my pocket. He says, "Great vid, mate. In your life, what is the best Halloween costume you have worn? And did you make it yourself?" Right, well, unfortunately, being a Christian, I've never partaken in Halloween. That said, I have worn a Halloween costume for fancy dress purposes, and they had a fancy dress day in my old work on one occasion, and I used the Scream outfit. It's just like a black. It's like an all-in-one. It's got the mask attached to it. It's got like the hood, the sleeves, and the gown. Just a all-in-one. chuck it on, bang, I'm done, and that's it. No, I've never made anything. My daughter would be the one to ask about costume making. She's into cosplaying. She's like kind of discovered the world of cosplay, and she loves it. She goes to conventions and things. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Right, so that's that. Idic Beer is next. Good one, Pete. Okay, he's got a question for Mrs. Mini Warzone, and I'll take this point to say, what did I say it was, 96, episode 96? You got 4 weeks, basically, or 3 weeks, to ask Mrs. Mini Warzone a question if you want to, and she'll be doing the 100th episode. I might just start it off and then just hand you over, or I might be here, or I might not. I haven't decided yet. I'll see how she wants to play it. But yeah. So got a question for her, and then right, one for you, Pete. Having run a very successful weekly Q&A series, what advice would you give other channels that are just starting out a Q&A series? Me give advice? That's hilarious. Right, well, I can only sort of say how I did it. So there's not really a lot of, I don't have a lot of grandiose knowledge about the thing. I just wanted to do it because it seemed fun at the time. It was ages ago, obviously, 95 weeks ago that I started doing these. When I started out, I had no questions, so I basically came up with a question for myself, and I think it was that they had my first episode of my Q&A of P&Q was me asking myself how I got started in the hobby. I had a couple of friends, colleagues that come on board and ask me questions. That's how the whole email thing started, because wargaming's too geeky, right, to be known. They don't want people knowing that they're into it. So that's how that started. I would say on a Q&A, I mean, for me, I just wanted to basically, I was learning, and I'm still learning, different editing techniques and video making techniques, exploring different softwares and things. But I wanted a series that I could do every week, where I could just sit down, turn the camera on, and answer questions. And I wanted to interact, or kind of not live, but engage my audience and kind of get to know people. And you get to know me, my personality, what I like, dislike. I get to know you from your views and comments, obviously, how quirky or straight you are, that kind of thing. People starting off, it seems to be they're quite popular. They're very fun to do, as anyone that's done it would know. It's nice to give your thoughts on things and that, I think, but I would say you don't really need to do videos asking for questions. This is, bear in mind, this is from my own personal viewpoint. If you do a video asking for questions, I don't think they're watched as much as the actual video itself. So if you're skipping through people's things and you see there's some questions needed, you think, I don't know, I think something in your brain says, oh, I'll watch that later, and you never actually get round to it. You kind of skip by it, intentionally or otherwise. You could probably do better. I don't know this, but you may do better asking questions for your Q&As on, if you have like a Facebook page or a Twitter account or something like that. Possibly. I've not done it myself. I just literally started out, put the camera on, just started talking like I am now, and it picked up itself. And I don't know, I just kind of built a little audience around that was watched regularly then, and I really enjoyed it. So, what else, other advice could I give? Just be yourself on camera. And this applies to anybody doing anything really, unless you're doing a series that's kind of specific, or it's meant to be funny or weird or out there. But if you're doing a video where people are getting to know you and you're getting to know them, then you need to be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't do what I just did then. Some people would say prepare your questions. Other people would say no, don't. I used to, when I did it, I used to have my breakfast. I used to have a routine, right? I used to get up in the morning, shower and whatnot, come down, have my breakfast. As I was eating my breakfast, I'd scroll through my list of questions, which wasn't a lot, or my emails, and I'd mull them over, print them out, mull them over, think about how I was going to answer them, and then answer them. And if that works for you, that's the way to do it. I've come to prefer. I mean, obviously, I see your questions when they come in. I don't pay an awful lot of attention to it though. That's why I don't respond. I usually if I like your question that you've asked, it means I've seen it, and I've seen that you've sent a question. I don't really read them until the day, so this is kind of on the fly, really. A lot of the time, and sometimes it takes me back and right. Occasionally there'll be the odd question where I've been thinking about it, like for the week, and I'm wondering how I'm going to answer it. It depends, really. So don't just answer questions with a straight one-word answer. No, or I don't know. Elaborate. Say why you don't know, or what you would do about it, or anything. Just elaborate. Just be yourself. That's all I can say, really. If there's questions, it depends. If you're asking people, if you want people to ask you anything, and you say, some people will say, you can ask me anything, absolutely anything, and I'll answer it. And then when it gets to it, they say, oh, but I'm not answering that. I refuse to answer that. Or some people start out saying, I'll answer questions, but I reserve the right to not answer certain questions, and that's fair enough. That's how they are comfortable doing that. I'm of the you can ask me anything school. Just ask me anything. I'll answer it, whether it's controversial, whether it's a touchy subject. I'll answer it. Obviously, I wouldn't answer a question that's directly or being really particularly nasty towards myself. Well, I might do. Thinking about it, I don't care. This is P&Q. I'm putting myself in front of a camera, putting it out for the world to watch, and I've got to expect strange questions sometimes. There's bound to be the odd one or two here and there, and people are not going to like it sometimes, but hopefully it can act as a kind of filter as well for your channel. And if people just suddenly discover there's something about you they don't like, well, I really don't like this, I didn't realise this about this person, oh dear me, I don't know, he likes destroying trees, I'm never going to subscribe, I'm going to unsubscribe, and I don't know, I love trees. I'm just saying, there's something about you, oh, he's a vegetarian, I don't like vegetarians, it kind of filters out that kind of stuff. So yeah, other than that, I haven't really got a lot of advice, I don't think. It's a great question, I've got to say. It's a very great question. A lot to think about. But just be yourself. Answer your questions. If you're naturally quirky, you can be naturally quirky. If you're naturally straight, don't try and be quirky. It doesn't work. I have my moments of hilarity. Sometimes I like to goof around, But you guys know the score of these videos now. This is just, it is what it is. Well, I hope that's given some barrels of thought to open and delve into. Strange analogy, wasn't it? Anyway, now we're on to Spider 666 says, great PQ as usual, matey. One thing I must say though, you should get to a dermatologist as that rash on your chin looks a bit sore. Laugh out loud. You mean this beardy thing here? Yeah, I'm going to go and see Dr. Wilkinson. Wilkinson's sword. Anywho, likes your choices for the Goblin King. Ah, thanks. Whether it be Jareth or another character altogether. Yeah, whether he's playing the same character or a different character in in that role. Benedict's weirdness would be brought out a lot more. Have you seen him in Zoolander too? Yeah, exactly. So you see what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. He looks weird, and well, he can act weird. Roger Taylor, I've never thought of that, but yeah, now you mention it, he'd be great. I don't know how good an actor he is, but he's done a lot of different things, hasn't he? He's a very intelligent guy as well, from the different things I've seen of him over time. I think he'd be good for it. So the question for this week is from Ali. Hey Ali, how you doing? Would you ever contemplate teaming up with another gamer to write a book on gaming, like the For Idiots series? Well, if I was just excuse me, if I was just writing a book myself, I'd have to call it For Idiots by an Idiot. But would I contemplate teaming up with another gamer to write a book for Idiots, like a For Idiots series? Yeah, possibly. I can write, certainly. Possibly. I don't know. Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry about that. I had to quickly change out my battery because battery warning light. The message came up. Warning, battery low. And I know from experience that my particular Sony camera doesn't give me too long to change it over. So as soon as I saw it, I thought, right, change battery. It's got my spare battery now. Okay. Where was I? Yes. Teaming up with another wargamer to write a book. Yeah, I'd possibly do that. It's a possibility. It's just like everything in my life, it boils down to time. And yes, I have time to do things, but it's not regularized. It's like I'm given time, but I'm giving it on a flexible basis. So I can do stuff, but I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it. I know I'll be able to, but I don't know when. Do you know that sort of thing? It's like you've got a flexible amount of energy you can use, but it's dictated to you when you have it. So when you've got it, then you can do the things you want to do. But sometimes, or days, or hours, you may not be able to. If that doesn't make any sense, then I'm sorry. But so what I'm basically trying to say, I suppose, around going all around the houses to say is, yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. I could do that. I don't know if I know enough about it. But, I can certainly write. My wife and I are both very different styles of writing. My wife's written a book, and it's phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. I started writing a book when I was at university, and I came out of uni and I started writing another book. And I'm all for, I go great guns to start with. And I get, 10, 15 chapters in, and I'm like, oh yeah. I find something else to do, because it's not that I don't want to do it, but I was taught, in university about writing and how to write what's good and what's bad and so on. So I have been taught to write to quite a good standard, I think. Whereas my wife has a natural ability to write fiction. She's a natural at it. I can see I can see good writing and I can see bad writing. I can tell straight away what's good and bad writing and English and grammar. And her writing style is brilliant for fiction anyway. And well, non-fiction as well, because she writes a lot of non-fiction with her job. But I don't know, I have to work at it, I suppose. I can do it, but it's manufactured, I suppose. I'm a manufactured writer, whereas she is a natural writer. But I don't know why I'm going on about all this. Part of what I was saying earlier, elaborate, just talk about stuff. People get to know you. Right, move on then. Let's move on. Crayons the Silicus. Hey Mike, he says, he doesn't do that though. I knew I had a cough coming. Right, sorry about that. It says, great P&Q. I remember a teacher of mine, and then we were talking about insults last week. A teacher of mine picking out pupils for what they looked like. Things like, you boy with the ears, or you boy with the face, or you boy with the teeth, different times. Yes. Definitely different times. You couldn't do that now, could you? Yeah. Says, how long does it take you to choose your glasses? Can't read the thing without these. As a fellow spectacle wearer, I have my own little ritual and method for doing this, and was wondering yours. Right. Mine, it's quite funny really, because my ritual is, oh, they look, what's the prices? Price bracket, ooh, 100 quid, 200 quid, I think 50 quid, yeah, you're getting there, 25 quid, right, let's have a look at these. Pick one out, put them on, go, and I look in that little mirror thing they got. Obviously they've got no glasses, no lenses in. That blooming annoying tag that gets me trying to right, and you're looking in the mirror, you're having to go right close to it. Yeah, you can't see because you ain't got your glasses on, have you? So put your glasses on, yeah, but I want to see what these look like, but they're not your glasses, they don't have lenses in, so you can't see what you look like properly. Anyway, but I'm going, yeah, they look alright, yeah, you're at the mirror going, yeah, they look okay, yeah. Then I need to go to my wife, who's also in there, probably usually picking out glasses for herself as well, or our daughter. I go, darling, what do you think of these? And she'll take a look at me and she'll go, no, hell no, get something else. Right. Oh, where'd you get them? Oh, over there. £25 was the... No, you're not having those, no. So I'll then go for the next cheapest ones I can find that look like they might be okay. What about these? No, and no. Now, if she's finished finding hers, she'll come over and say, right, these look good. I said, what about these? Yeah, they're okay. What about these? And I'll get a few, maybe narrow it down to 3. Say, right, yep, they're okay, yep, they look good. Yeah, they look good. And obviously, if there's one where she say, oh yeah, I like them. Yeah, they look really good. Well, how do they feel? Yeah, they feel alright. That'll usually be the ones I go for. But yeah, I'm going to have Mrs. Mini Warzone's approval. Sometimes I put some glasses on and I think, they look alright. She'll say, no. Or, I don't use actually, she'll say, what about these? And I've kind of, like my latest, these aren't my new glasses, these are old glasses. But they're comfortable, you get that comfort. I know you can get them adjusted and that, but it's a bit of a, well, it's a bit of a chore to traipse in, get them to do that and all this, which they do and I do, but some frames have a habit of sliding down more than others, and these are just right. But I wanted bigger glasses and like bigger lens area last time. So my new glasses have got bigger lenses so I can see around. I don't have that blur around the outside of my vision. It's like, yes, I can see everything. That's my ritual. Pick a pair, cheapest pair I can find. Seek Mrs. Mini Warzone's approval many times until I get there. Usually up in the £80-85 bracket at least by the time I can find something that's approved. So it's a lot of money, isn't it? You get your glasses, even the cheapy ones. You get your glasses, and then they say, right, you want anti-scratch, anti-glare, this, that, and the other, and it's like, you know, £100 before you know it. It's crazy. I always go to Specsavers. Yeah, I always go to Specsavers. So the first time I got them was in Boots, I think, but Specsavers usually. Right, and last question. Hey, we're there at last. I'm thinking I can hear the audience going, I guess for that. I hope not. No, I'm just feeling a bit crazy today. We've got tattoo for you. Tattoo for you, Richard. And he says, enjoy the video as always, man. Liking the beard there, sir. Very classy. I'm trying to cut down on shaving foam, so there's an area here, and it extends the wear life of my razors. Anyway, he says, I'm definitely going to be replanting my roses. Yeah, because you said your friend mowed over them? That's just harsh, man. That's really harsh. So definitely replant them with a vengeance. Yeah. I've got a lovely rose bush that I planted from a bulb I bought in Lidl or Aldi. I don't know if you've got Lidl and Aldi shops over there. But yeah. Got it for 99p and it's taller than me now. What is your ultimate favourite band and the song you can just mellow out to? Is there a model you'd like to strip and redo because you did it so long ago that you know you can do it even better now? I've been looking at a few of mine and I want to start over again. There is, and I've got it here. This is one of the questions I prepared for. Although I haven't prepared an answer. My old broodlord. Here. But I'm not going to strip him and repaint. That's my old broodlord, old style. And then I got my new broodlord, which is actually from Space Hulk, which I like a lot better. I don't know if you can see that. So I keep my old one as is. I could strip it and repaint it because it'd be easy. He's metal, so I've got another one of these as well. But I'm not going to. I like to see it. It reminds me of how far I've come as a painter. When I look at the two together, I think it's good. And I will keep it like that. But I understand your frustration. I'm not particularly fond of my Gene Stealers, how I painted them. But too many of them to do again. I'm just not doing it. I refuse, man. I refuse. We're going backwards here. All-time favourite band. That would be Iron Maiden, probably. The Iron Maiden. I wouldn't say any of their songs I can just mellow out to, though. That would be a different song and band, probably. They're not really what you call a mellow music band. One that I've always listened to. This isn't going to be necessarily my favourite song or anything like that, but talking about a song that I can still listen to now and mellow out like I could back in the 80s, I think it was when it came out. And that would be Script for a Jester's Tear by Marillion. It's a nice mellow song, cool mellow song for me that is a lot of nostalgia for me, that time of my life, and I could put it on and just mellow out to it. But that said, I don't listen to an awful lot of music. It's just me. I used to be music mad. Everything was music. I was constantly plugged into music. Back to the days of vinyl. I'd come from school, go straight to my room, get my records out, put them on, start Iron Maiden will be blasting in the background with my mum screaming up the stairs, turn that racket down, as I'm getting out of my school uniform, you know. You're like, yeah, man, yeah. Got my mates be coming around with, you know, their albums or whatever, or I'd be going over there listening to his latest albums. So yeah, that is it. That's everything. So don't forget, put your questions or comments down below, or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com. There will be a link in the video description below. Any questions that's been posted after this will be answered on the following week's edition. Any more questions you want to ask Mrs. Mini Warzone, stick them down too. I can't say she will answer everything put to her. She's got a different philosophy to me, so. But if there's anything you want to ask, just put it down, and we'll see where we go from there. And I'll put it in her file. Then on the 100th episode, she'll do the P and Q, or it'll be. I might call it B and Q. Anyway, B and Q, not the DIY place. We could call it R and Q. Anyway, see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching and asking your questions. I do enjoy reading through them and answering them, and I hope you enjoy me answering them for you. I'll stop rambling now because I'm not exactly 100%, so my dog's looking at me going, oh, end it, Dad, end it. Right, see you on the next one, guys. Remember, all brushes lead to one. Bye for now.